This is a demonstration of using identity management to automatically join virtual machines created with RHEL OpenStack Nova. We have two RHEL 7 nodes. One is running RHEL OSP 7 in an all-in-one configuration. One is running identity management. The OpenStack node already has the Nova Identity Management plugin and is set up to use the Neutron provider networking. The identity management machine already has a host group called app servers, an auto member rule called app servers, an app server admin user and group, an HBAC rule to allow the admin server admin access to the app server host group, and a normal user. We're going to create the server using Nova in RHEL OSP 7. We're going to see that the server is added to identity management using the one-time password generated by the Nova IDM plugin. We're also going to see that the server is automatically added to the app server's host group because we specify a property called IPA class and give it a value of app server when we create the server. We're also going to assign a floating IP to the new server, show that the new server is in DNS with an A record, and show that the app admin can SSH and a normal user cannot SSH. We're going to use the OpenStack command line client server create command to create the new server, so we can use the property argument to pass in the IPA class property with the value of app server. If we log into the OpenStack dashboard, we will find our new instance. It is in the spawning state. If we click on the detailed information, we can see that it has a metadata item called IPA class with the value of app server, which we specified on the command line. We can also see that it has a metadata item called IPA OTP. This is the one-time password value that was generated by the Nova Identity Management plugin and sent along when the Nova Identity Management plugin added the host to identity management. In the Identity Management console, we can see that the host has been added. It is not enrolled yet though. If we look at the detailed information for the host, we can see that it does not yet have a Kerberos key assigned to it, and it still has the one-time password which has not been consumed yet. If we go look at the host groups, we see our app server's host group, and we can see that the server has already been added to the app server's host group. If we wait until the server has registered itself with identity management, we can see that it has been enrolled now. We can see that it does have a Kerberos key assigned to it. We can see that the one-time password is no longer present. It has been consumed. We can also see that the virtual machine has its SSH public keys. Now we're going to show that assigning a floating IP address to the new machine will automatically create a DNS record. So we'll go to the OpenStack dashboard. We'll go to floating IP assignment. So we'll allocate a floating IP for our project. And now we're going to associate that floating IP with our new server. If we go to the information for the instance, we can see that it has a floating IP assigned to it. We'll go back to the Identity Management console. We'll bring up the information for the host. We can see that the host now has the DNS record assigned to it for the floating IP address. If we bring up a console, we can use the getEnt host command for the new server DNS record to show that it has the IP addresses associated with it. So now we're going to test our HBAC rules. So we're going to first log in, authenticate as the user normal. This user is an unprivileged user. So now we're going to try to SSH into our new host using the normal user credentials. We can see that the normal user was rejected by the HBAC rule. So now we're going to authenticate as our app admin user. The app admin user is in the app admin group. The HBAC rule allows app admins in that group to access the machine. So now we're going to try to SSH as our user into our new server. And we can see that our user is allowed to SSH into the new server. We can see that it is indeed our server, and we can use the ID command to show that we are indeed using the app server identity. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, please check the links at the end in the references section.